Hello and welcome to Yoga Basics. I'm Patty, I'll be your instructor today. Let's start by taking a comfortable seated posture. You're welcome to sit on something. Sitting straight to the floor is a little challenging, so I like to put some blankets or pillows under my sit bones at the pelvis to just lift the pelvis up a little bit. That makes it a little easier for your feet to be comfortable in front of you. Once you've found a comfortable seated posture, find your breath. You'll find it first outside of your nose, but then as you breathe, notice where else you can feel your breath. And as you place your attention on your breath, you'll notice that your breath will start to lengthen and deepen, and this is good. And since we're in a seated posture and our low back is secure, let's go ahead and do some belly breathing. So allow your low belly to seemingly fill as you inhale, bringing the breath up the spine, and then allow the exhale breath to slide back down the spine and literally draw your belly back to your spine. So again, this is called diaphragmatic breathing. Your belly seemingly fills on the inhale, and then your belly literally draws back to your spine on the exhale. Let's do that one more time. Inhale at the low belly, lifting the breath all the way up the chest, and then exhale the breath back down, drawing the belly back down towards your spine. Excellent. All right, release technique, and I'll invite you now to bring your hands to your heart in the prayer position. Go ahead and press your palms together, press your thumbs and your fingers together, and while pressing together, pull your shoulders apart, pushing down with your sit bones and lifting with the crown of your head. You're going to feel your chest lift and open. And as you feel this lifting and opening at your chest, take this moment and set an intention for yourself. Claim for yourself what it is that you want. Physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Take just another moment with this intention. And so it is. All right, go ahead and take an inhale here, and then sigh out the exhale, bringing the hands back down to your lap. Joining me today is Jessie again today, and we're going to warm up the body, and then we're going to get into a posture called side angle posture, or Utthita Parsvokonasana, extended side angle posture. But let's start with some Sufi Rolls. So Jessie, which leg is in front? Your left leg is in front. Forgot you're not mic'd. Switch your legs for me, bringing the other leg in front. Great. Now Jesse's going to hold on to his shins. He's going to use this for leverage. Inhale, extending the spine up. And then as you exhale, press forward, bringing your heart towards the floor. Great. Now whichever leg is in front, go that way. And then hold on to your shins and drop back. And then press your heart again towards the floor. So we're making circles around the lap with your spine. And you're not only rotating the spine, but you're flexing and arching the spine as well, so that we're bringing in some good movement and some moisture into the 26 bones or so of your back. Now, when you're ready and you come over your right knee, place your right hand on the floor and reach your left arm over your head. And with your left arm over your head, bend so that these left ribs reach up towards the ceiling. Great. Stretching that arm over the head. You can take an opportunity to roll the wrist out here if you'd like. One direction, and then the other direction, providing some movement and some fluid into the wrist area. Make sure that you lift here in these side ribs, filling these side ribs with your breath. And then when you're ready, bring this arm back behind you, looking down at the floor. As that arm drops to the far side, see if you can get a stretch in your neck. Nice and gentle. Keep it very friendly. And then allow that arm to come back up towards your face, and then back behind you again. And when we make these circles in this way, bringing the arm forward first, you get more extension out of the arm because we're coming around a part of the shoulder called the acromion process. Now, when you feel complete through this left side body, go ahead and place your hands back onto your knees and make a couple more laps around to stabilize through the low back. And then, when you're ready, you're going to come back upright and change the crossing of your legs. You try to want to do the awkward side first sometimes, because occasionally we spend more time on that first round than we do on the second. And this gives the side that's not used to it a little more time in the posture. So you've got the other leg is in front, hands on the shins. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, fold your heart towards the floor, flexing open the front of the spine, and then move to your other direction. So as you come forward, the front of the spine is flexing open. Yes, and then as you come back, the front of the spine is flexing closed. Great. Getting the same but opposite movement through the back of the spine that's going on in the front. These Sufi Rolls improve your body's ability to digest food. They open up deeper into knees and hips and ankles, and the Sufi Rolls also dramatically move lymph fluid through the body, refreshing the lymph system, which is a big player in our immune system. Then when you come over that far knee, place that hand on the floor. Looking at that hand to keep it out of your neck, bring this right arm in front of you and reach it up over your head. Bring it in front first, and then reach palm down. So when we come forward first with the arm, you get more length out of the arm. And we're trying to take the muscles and the joints and those corresponding bones and open them up as much as they'll allow. So we have to work with the anatomy to make that happen. Once you get the stretch here, maybe a little rolling out through the wrist, one direction, and then the other. And then bring that arm behind you. Continuing to look down at the hand on the floor, as this hand reaches here, see if you get a little stretch through your neck. And notice if this side of your neck is tighter or less tight than the other side of your neck. That's something for you to know about your body, and you can balance that by stretching more on the tight side. Bringing this arm back up, one more circle around, stretching through these right ribs, opening them up to take a full breath. And when you're ready, your hands will go back on your knees, and you'll make a couple more laps around again to stabilize through the low back. Excellent. All right, so once you come up, stay up, and now come on to hands and knees. And we're going to do a couple of cat-cows to get Jessie ready for the standing postures. So in cat-cow, you have your shoulders over your wrists and your fingers are spread wide apart. In fact, spread your fingers wider than they normally go so that you'll have more ease within your normal range of motion. Your knees are hip-width apart, and on a cat-cow, it's named after the shape that we take. So let's arch like a cat first. Arching your back like a cat. So now we're opening up the backbones of the spine. We're closing down the front. And in between each of these bones is a soft little disc. And these soft little fluid-filled discs, there are many of them, take a good squeezing out and then a soaking up of fluid. So the inhale brings you into what we call cow. Be very careful with the low back in cow. You can drop through the belly, but that puts a lot of strain in the low back, or you can keep your back nice and flat like this. So here's your inhale. Pull your shoulders apart, even jut your chin forward so that you get a nice good stretch down the platysma muscle that covers the front of the thyroid. So your inhale is in what we call cow. Then the exhale moves you up into what we call cat. Tucking the chin to your chest, squeezing the breath out. Let's do one more. Inhale your way into cow. Arms are straight, shoulders spread. And then exhale your way back up into cat. Very good. Bringing yourself back into a neutral spine. And from here, you're going to go ahead and come on up to standing. Now, Jessie, turn and face the camera to start with. So we're going to start in this Tadasana posture. This is your primary standing posture. So Jessie's going to put his feet hip-width apart, and he's going to let the two middle toes face straight at you. Then he's going to release the buttocks, which is the opposite of squeezing them. So you can start by squeezing your buttocks and say this is a no, and then release your buttocks so that the heads of your femur bones gently start to pull away from each other. Engaging in the lower abdominal area, your transverse abdominis engages, your sacral muscles engage, and that's balancing through the pelvis. Now from here, Jessie's going to bring his arms straight in front of him, and make these arms straight. Now from here, we're going to try to have Jessie keep his arms straight as he slowly inhales the arms up without gripping through the pelvis. So you're releasing through the buttock muscles, you're reaching the arms up straight, tuck your chin just a little. And here's another thing. You can take these shoulders and shove them all the way up into your ears and tell yourself this is a no. From here, let the shoulders then drop down. Arms are straight, pinky fingers turn in just a little, and we've taken Tadasana and turned it into Urdhva Hastasana, or upwards hands pose. All right, inhale here, and then exhale and bring your arms down. Now let's move this into side angle posture, okay? So take your right foot and put it in the middle of the mat, facing straight away from you, and then step your left foot back as far as it can go comfortably, turning the left toes in just a little bit to honor the line of the knee. In this particular posture, Jesse is going to bring this forward knee more forward until it goes right over his heel. Now, just to show, go past the heel. That's a no. That puts too much pressure on that forward knee. So you bring the knee back and put it right over the heel. We're going to teach this posture in a very gentle way. So for this pose, Jesse's going to take his right forearm and put it right on top of that right thigh. Excellent. So with this posture, the forward knee is over the heel. You've got the forearm there on that knee. You want to straighten through the back leg. With the back leg straight, you're going to put some weight on the outer edge of that back foot to give yourself a little bit of an arch. Then you're going to make sure that this knee is going to the right. Now here's where Jesse's going to let this left arm drop in front of him and then slowly bring it up in the same position he was in Urdhva Hastasana. Pausing with that arm there, the palm turns down. This is a very challenging pose. If you need to come out of this pose before I'm done talking, please do. If you can stay in it, it's good for you, but if it gets to where you can't breathe, just release the pose and listen. So Jesse, put more weight into your front heel. Put more weight into the back leg, the back foot. Now from here, as you let your forward knee move to the right, roll your torso to the left or towards the ceiling, reaching these aerial fingers away from the outer edge of that back foot. Utthita Parsvokonasana, or extended side angle pose. All right, inhale here, make sure that belly draws in for the exhale, and then keeping the forward knee bent, lift yourself up and out of the pose into Warrior Two. And that's an excellent way, keep that forward knee bent, to release the posture. Good job. Inhale and exhale, come back to Tadasana. So we'll let Jesse catch his breath for just a moment before doing the other side. All right, so step your left foot forward now, putting it in the middle of your mat or your surface, whatever you're working on. Step the right foot back as far as you can comfortably and turn those right toes in a little bit to make sure you're lined up with the knee. This forward knee now is going to bend until it hits right on top of that heel. You don't want it to be too far back because then it's too easy. You don't want it to be too far forward because that's too much strain there on the patella. So put the knee right over the heel. And then let's do this the easy way again, putting the left forearm on the thigh. Make sure that this left knee is going to the left, opening on that side. You're putting the weight in the outer edge of the back foot to make sure you have an arch. And as this forward knee moves to the left, Jesse's going to drop that right arm in front of him and bring it up until the bicep gets to his cheek. This is the same position he was again in Urdhva Hastasana, and this time the fingertips are reaching away from the outer edge of that back foot. Draw your low belly in to protect the back. And as you work this posture, you're bringing this forward knee to the left and rolling your torso to the right. This posture has the side benefit of being good for eliminating love handles. And he can feel that right now because they're getting the dickens squeezed out of him. Breathing here, stretching that arm straight. You know that arm can go straight because it already did. Put more weight in your front foot, more weight in your front thigh. Keep that forward knee bent. Inhale, and on the exhale, just windmill your arms up, coming into a warrior two posture, keeping that knee bent. Excellent. Inhale and exhale your way into Tadasana. Good job. Okay, come on down to your back. So Jesse's knees are going to stay bent, and he's going to come to his back, and he's just going to rest for a moment, letting the floor accept his body. And then let's go ahead from here and take the time and do a reclining twist, shall we? So press into your feet and lift your hips. While your hips are in the air, he's going to scoot his hips to the right and then lower them back down to the mat so his hips are offset to the right. Left leg straight. Bring your right knee into your chest. Now, we've been engaging the pelvic floor with these standing postures as we draw the belly in, as we put weight into the legs. Now we're going to stretch the pelvic floor. Jesse, put your hands on this right knee and point your left toes. So as this right knee pulls back and these left toes point, we're taking a stretch down where the bladder is, the perineum area. For gentlemen, the prostate is down here. So we're opening up this area for a free flow of fluid and energy. Inhale into your stretch, and then exhale that knee across your body, bringing the knee all the way over to the floor on the left side, and then reach this right arm straight up, stretching through the right side of the body, and then allow this arm to open like a T. Now, as you can see in this shot, Jesse's chin is way up. That's because Jesse's inner shoulders are very tight. We've talked about this. That's just how his body is today. So we're going to put his head on something. So if you find that your chin is jutting up or your head is hovering above the mat, go ahead at that point and put something underneath your head so that you can be supported. Then you melt, allowing your inhales to gently spiral in and the exhales to gently spiral out. Maybe turning your head a little bit more to the right as you exhale. This posture is excellent for resetting the bones of the back, as well as for improving the functioning of your torso, the twisting action of your torso, using gravity to gently open up the body on these cross muscle patterns. All right, so to come out of this posture, you'll inhale here, and as you exhale, draw your knee into your belly and roll to your back. Put your feet on the mat and square your hips. Once you're square, let's do the other side. So press into your feet, lift your hips. While your hips are in the air, shift them to the left now and then lower them. So your hips are offset to the left. Straighten your right leg. Now that left knee is going to pull in. Jesse's going to grab hold of that left knee, give a good tug towards the body with the knee as he points the toes on the right side. The pelvic floor area is a figure 8 shaped mesh of muscles, and it takes an angle to angle stretching. So we're getting the other side of this part, opening it up for a free flow of fluid and energy. Inhale into the stretch. And then as you exhale, bring that knee across your body, putting the knee down to the floor on the right side. Get that knee all the way to the floor. Let the shoulder come up. Then reach this left arm over your head, stretch through that left side body, and then let that arm open to a T, palm up this time. And then from here, allowing the weight of the arm bones to gently open up through the chest, allowing your breath to spiral in and then spiral out. And sometimes you can get a little adjustment through your back here. That's part of what this posture is for. All right, good job. Inhale here. And as you exhale, draw your knee into your belly and roll to your back. Feet on the mat and square your hips. So we're going to do one more posture, and we're going to let Jesse go a little bit upside down. So we're going to come into Setu Bandha Bridge. At this point, if you have something under your head, I want you to take it out from under your head, because we don't want to strain the neck at all. Your chin reaches towards the ceiling. Don't tuck the chin in this posture. Keep the chin aiming towards the ceiling. Press in, look down the left hip, and I want you to see just your left heel. Look down the right hip, and I want you to just see your right heel. It's going to feel like your toes are turned in a lot, but that's okay. It's a proper placement for the feet. With the chin aimed at the ceiling, Press into your feet and lift your hips. Now, once your hips are up, you can tuck one shoulder behind you, and you can tuck the other shoulder behind you. Now, with Setu Bandha, we're not only getting the hips above the heart, but we're trying to move through the thoracic spine or through the mid-back. So Jesse's chin aims at the ceiling, but he's going to push more with his feet and try to bring the sternum towards the throat. And breathe here. Bridge is another challenging posture, and if you need to come out of it before I'm done talking, just lower your hips down to the floor. In this posture, you want to squeeze the back of the body, lifting, opening up the front of the body, putting more weight into your feet and more weight into the back of your arms. All right, inhale. And now, hold on, go ahead and exhale, but hold on. There's two ways to come out of this. If you've got back issues, just lower your hips straight down. If you don't have back issues, you can lower the spine one vertebrae at a time. So let's see which one Jesse chooses. You're either going to go straight down, or he's choosing to lower one little bit at a time. Excellent. Now we're going to set up for the final posture, which is Savasana. So with Savasana, we're going to start with 3 squeezes. So Jesse, bring your knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around your legs. Your feet are side by side. So inhale here, and then exhale and squeeze yourself into a tiny little ball. Then loosen. Inhale. Then exhale, squeeze, pulling the belly back, tucking the chin to the chest, and then loosen, inhale. And then exhale, squeeze, make yourself as tiny as you can. It's a final internal massage, and then release, and let your legs go long down the mat. So to set up for your Shavasana, if the chin is way high in the air, you might want a blanket for your head. Lift your head and bring it down. If your low back is not getting comfortable here, we might want to support the knees. So if you can't quite get your low back comfortable when you're flat to the floor, you can take a blanket, bring your knees into your belly, and you can put the blanket right behind the bottom of your thighs, the top of your knees, letting the legs go straight again. This should provide an incredibly comfortable position for Shavasana, for corpse pose. So in this posture, you're going to let your toes splay open, let your knees get soft, allow your belly to soften so that it drops, your navel drops towards your spine as you exhale. Release your chest. Imagine that your heart is lifting while your shoulders are lowering, melting your shoulders down your arms until your palms feel like puddles. Now from here, you want to melt your body into the shape of this posture. You can swallow, releasing through your throat, letting the skin on your cheeks go slack. Allow your tongue to rest gently in the back of your mouth, releasing any conversation with yourself and instead tuning into observation of yourself, observing your breath, your body, and your mind. Go ahead and allow your tongue to spread side to side, soften your face. Bring your gaze inward. Be brave and release the grip of your brain, letting your brain rest gently in the back of your skull. Let your skull seemingly widen and spread on the mat or on the blanket, allowing your front body in its entirety to melt into your back body. Allowing your back body to then melt into the mat, into the floor, into the ground. In these final few moments, just observe. You can take the sensations that you feel at your fingertips and your lips, and you can try to move those sensations as deep into your body as you can get them to go. Trying to follow those same sensations back out to the space around your skin. And then, after a few long moments in your Shavasana, you go ahead and deepen your breathing, wiggling your fingers and wiggling your toes. Make circles with your wrists and your ankles, big wide circles one way and then the other. And then reach your arms up long and stretch your fingers away from your feet. Make space and release. Drawing your knees into your belly, roll to your right side. Or to your left side, Jesse, will work for here. And take a moment lying here on your side, whichever one you choose, and thank yourself for your practice. Inhale, and on the exhale, use mostly the strength of your left arm to gently press yourself up. Now you can come into any comfortable seated position that you'd like to be in, and I invite you to bring your hands back to your heart. Your hands are together, pressing, your heart's lifting, your shoulders are opening, and this time, if you'd like, you can bow your head and take a moment to honor the truth, the light, and the wisdom existing within every cell of your body. May you be peaceful. May you experience poise, equanimity, and abundance. May you be well. Namaste.